Hello everybody, this is your Tora Doors Extended Warranty, and I'm going to be doing a Tora Under 10. So, I had actually planned on doing a broader video later on as my normal Monday and or Tuesday video, but I'm going to figure out something else to do it on because this is not something I need a metric ton of time to talk about. I keep hearing people, specifically Democrats and leftists, talk about democracy. And the fact of the matter is we don't live in a democracy. We live in a constitutional republic, which is how the country is supposed to run, with democratically elected positions, but again, we do not live in a democracy. The funny thing about Democrats and leftists broadly speaking, and I'm intentionally not saying liberals here because it's not all liberals, and it's not all left of center people, is the fact that Democrats and leftists are free-run demons. And somebody else, plenty of other videos have already actually covered this online. I may actually link a video talking about this. But basically, the demons at free run are beasts at the end of the day. The strongest survive, that is the end of it. No exceptions. Eat people, they eat humans to survive. Or humans and humanoids. And they only use your language as a means to manipulate you and fool you and basically lie to you to get you in a position in which they decide they are going to either slaughter you and eat you or just slaughter you because it's fun. They have no fundamental morals. And certainly not human morals. But that's the thing about free run's demons is they lie to you. They learned English for the sole purpose of manipulating you. That's why I say that people who are generally broadly Democrats, and I will say it's 80% of people who vote Democrat, and all leftists, like actual leftists, the way I define leftists as people who worship the left and worship the fact that they are on the left. That is a leftist. They are, at the end of the day, free-run demons because they will use arguments like, oh, well, what about the kids? When in reality, they don't care about children because they don't care about things like abortion. And they're like, oh, well, conservatives and right-wingers don't care about kids after birth. False. Most charities in the United States were started by Christian organizations, which are almost entirely right-wing. Because most Democrats in modern day are atheists. A few of them are agnostic. But whenever they talk to you about democracy specifically, the thing is, they don't care about democracy. They use the term democracy because it sounds good. It's supposed to sound good. You are supposed to think that democracy is actually a good thing. Democracy is not a good thing. Democracy is inherently a bad thing. And not only is democracy a bad thing, it's intentionally bad because it is tyranny by the majority. Direct democracy is always bad. That's why we live in a constitutional republic. And that's why the word democracy was fundamentally not used in the Constitution. Now, why am I talking about this specifically? Well, there's actually an easy answer to this question, and it's because I've been posting a lot about how California is cheating in their elections. But here's the thing. It's not necessarily so much that they are cheating in ways that are technically illegal, it's that they have codified into law the ability to cheat. Gavin Newsom, in a post in a video, legitimately stated that he has a system in place and the governance that he has in place exists in a capacity where he can break glass in case of emergency if the Democrats get iced out of the primary. A primary system in which purely exists to ice out Republicans. So not only have they codified into law the ability to cheat, they've also gone further than that, insofar as they have a system supposedly somehow in place that will allow them to invalidate if two Republicans somehow in the jungle primary for governor or for mayor, they literally have a system in place that they can invalidate that and put a Democrat in regardless. That is not even democracy. That is banana republic bullshit. And it is wild to me that people constantly take Democrats and leftists at their word whenever they talk about democracy. Because the reality is they don't care about democracy. They care about power. They care about power. They will implement anarcho-tyranny so that you are fundamentally on your knees with a gun to the back of your head, and you'll either accept their power and work for them as slaves forever, or you'll die. That is not an over-exaggeration. That is not speculation. That is a reality of what these people want. If you need proof, look to the states that are currently dealing with gang violence and trafficking problems with mass shootings every other day who didn't used to have them. And it's like, wow, why is this happening? We voted in a socialist. Things are supposed to be better. No. Socialists, communists, and leftists intentionally destroy and burn down everything while enriching themselves with the entire sole intent of destroying capitalism. And then they will blame Republicans, they will blame conservatives, they will blame the far right, they'll blame the Nazis, they'll blame the fascists, and at the end of the day, the last thing that they will blame, and it's the biggest tent they will blame, is capitalism. Stop letting these people lie about what capitalism is. Stop letting these people lie about what conservatism is, what being a right-winger is, and what being a moderate is. They will kill you. They don't care. You don't see actual riots of right-wingers almost ever. Oh, what about January 6th? Oh, you mean the one where we have confirmation that there was over 26 FBI and informants in the crowd? Some of which were provocateurs? And how most of the people just kind of like quietly walked around the Capitol building? And how almost less than 0.01% of it was actually a riot? That thing? Yeah, okay, one time. Meanwhile, Weather Underground, which is a leftist organization, literally did bombings. It's always the left that has been the most violent. Without fail. Have there been instances of right-wing violence? Abso-fucking-lutely. But it pales in comparison throughout the entirety of history to left-wing violence. These people are liars. They lie, they steal, and they slander, and then they tell you to your face that they're not doing anything. They will slap you across the face as hard as they can and then tell you it was the wind and some white person halfway across the world did it and it was actually the Republicans' fault. Republicans made them do it. I might make a longer video about this later. Don't know. But I still will post a video later today. This has been your Tora Extended Warranty, Tora Under 10. Until next time.